Welcome back, everyone, to WWE 2K15 Main Event. And the number one contenders tournament continues as Y2J Chris Jericho takes on the big guy, Ryback. Hello, everyone, and we are live from Colorado Springs, Colorado for WWE 2K15 Main Event. And Y2J Chris Jericho is making his way down the aisle with his tag team partner Booker T. Combined, they are the Living Legends. But tonight, Jericho is in singles action as he looks to move on in the number one contenders tournament against Ryback. Now, the man from the dark side, The Undertaker, defeated Edge this past Monday on Raw to move on to round two. Will it be Ryback or Jericho? Moving on here tonight. Jericho comes in with an advantage, having his tag team partner Booker T, and the big guy Ryback will be all on his own as he and Curtis Axel went their separate ways. And of course, Curtis Axel went on to form a new tag team with Batista, the Megastars. They moved on in tag team contenders tournament, and we'll get a little bit more to that later here on Main Event. And here comes the big guy, Ryback. And his boy, is he ready to get a shot at the number one contendership. The former United States champion, trying to move onwards and upwards up the ranks. And he looks ready here on Main Event. Can he take on the combined forces of Booker T and Jericho, former world champions? It's a hell of a task set up for the big guy, but if anybody can do it, it's the monster himself. And Ryback's had to sit back and watch men like Seth Rollins and Batista take the United States title after he lost it. And it's got to be bugging him. You know, he came so close, former United States champion, came very close with Curtis Axel to winning the tag titles. And now, he's in the number one contenders tournament for a shot at John Cena, upcoming at the Royal Rumble. We'll see if the big guy can pull it all together. And if he's gonna feed on Jericho here tonight. There's the bell as these two lock up. Ryback with a nice hammerlock to start things off here. And a beautiful side headlock takeover. Very surprised to see Ryback taking Jericho to school in chain wrestling. Ryback goes behind, but Jericho counters with the snapmare. Come on, answer. I told you I'm doing this. And Jericho with a hell of a kick right to the back. And Jericho trying to take the power away from Ryback as he attacks the arm. But not stopping him too much as Ryback hits the gorilla press slam on Jericho. And Ryback fighting back. And now dribbling Jericho like a basketball on the mat. Of course, this past Saturday was TLC. John Cena defended the title against Daniel Bryan and Rob Van Dam in a triple threat matchup. It was a hell of a night. The Miz won the Intercontinental title. Stone Cold Steve Austin picked up a huge win over CM Punk. That best-of-5 series will continue here on Main Event as Jericho snaps off the neckbreaker. look at this power by Ryback. From the mat all the way up into a huge power bomb. And will that be enough? No, Jericho fights him off. Either one of these men would love a one-on-one opportunity to defeat John Cena for the WWE Championship at the Royal Rumble. Because chances are, you will go to WrestleMania with the title if you can get past the Royal Rumble. But we still have some time in between, so anything can truly happen. And Ryback now, another display of power as he sends Jericho flying with the follow-away slam. And there's the meat hook clothesline. Ryback is rolling here on main event as he goes into the cover, but Jericho's foot was in the rope. Poor positioning by the big guy. Ryback avoids the drop kick into the cover. Oh, and it was very close. Ryback almost picking up the victory. Jericho still dazed and confused from the meat hook clothesline. And Ryback right and left elbows right into the collarbone of Jericho. Ryback reverses the Irish whip. Lou Thez press. And Ryback bouncing Jericho's body off the mat again. And goes back to the cover. And, oh, it was almost it. Jericho kicks out at the very last moment. Big right hand. Jericho ducks a second and hits an enziguri. What a great way to kick off main event. Round 1 of the WWE Championship #1 Contenders Tournament continues as Jericho faces off with Ryback. And look at that face buster by Jericho. Gaining some momentum back after being dominated by Ryback. And Jericho looking for the walls. And he locks it in. Can the big guy hold on? And he makes it just before Jericho can really lock it in. Jericho didn't have the greatest position, and on that was a little close to the ropes. And both these men using a lot of energy thus far in this match. You can see Jericho barely just struggling to get to his feet here. And Ryback sees the blood in the water, scoops up Jericho. He makes the march across the ring. And there's the shell shock to Y2J. Will this be enough? 1, 2, 3, and the big guy, Ryback, moves on in the WWE #1 Contenders Tournament. What a great win. Let's take a look here. There is the meat hook clothesline, and Jericho was never the same after this. Foot in the ropes, breaks the pin, avoids the drop kick by Jericho, almost gets the win just from that, following the meat hook clothesline. And then, oh man, got the Lou Thez press on Jericho, bounced his head off the mat, and thought he might have had him up here. But Jericho, tough as nails veteran, survived that, but he did not survive the shell shock. As Jericho gets taken down for the cover, the count, and the victory. And Ryback moves on in the tournament, but man, what a task in front of him now. As Ryback moves on to round 2 to go one-on-one with The Undertaker. And what an amazing matchup that should be in the coming weeks here on WWE 2K15. That's a hell of a match to look forward to. But this Friday on SmackDown, the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels will take on Mark Henry to continue round 1 of this tournament. And now we turn to the Best of 5 series between CM Punk and Stone Cold Steve Austin. Can CM Punk come back? He's down 2-1 in this Best of 5 series versus Austin. He's got an uphill battle ahead of him, as he would need to claim 2 more victories to win this Best of 5. And if Austin wins tonight, it's all said and done. The cards stacked against CM Punk here tonight wouldn't be the first time, most likely will not be the last. But the vocal voice of the voiceless, is gonna try. He's gonna try to put down the Texas Rattlesnake. And now, of course, Austin got the best of Punk at TLC with the Stone Cold Stunner. Surprised a lot of people at how decisive the victory was, considering Austin's poor track record this year, and considering that Punk is a former WWE champion this year. A lot of people very surprised that Austin turned things around against CM Punk of all people. Maybe Punk was the inspiration. Maybe Punk was the guy he needed to face to get himself back on track. And of course, CM Punk, no slouch himself, just very recently lost the Hardcore Championship. So Punk in contention, trying to get himself back to somewhere where he can challenge for a championship. And coming back from 2-1 to win a best-of-5 series would certainly put Punk high on the list for a United States or WWE Championship matchup. And here comes Stone Cold Steve Austin. Can he put the final nail in the coffin of CM Punk and win this best-of-5 series live here on Twitch, our main event? We're gonna find out in moments. And Austin started a new rivalry with Seth Rollins for the United States Championship. They will meet at the Royal Rumble regardless of what happens here tonight. Austin's win was so decisive over Punk that he was awarded that #1 contendership, and he's going to try to make the best of it. Had a rough year, couldn't get near the world title, but the United States title is nothing to turn your nose up at, as we've seen the high caliber competition with men like Seth Rollins, Ryback, and Batista, all having dominant championship reigns this year. Can Stone Cold be the next in line? Can Stone Cold step up to the authority one more time and take back the United States Championship? We'll find out at the Royal Rumble. There's the bell, and this is it for CM Punk. If he doesn't win this matchup, he loses the best-of-5 series to Stone Cold Steve Austin and tumbles that much further down the card. And for Austin, the stakes are high. He's already been named the #1 contender to the United States Championship. If he loses here to Punk, he knows he'll have to deal with Punk again down the line, just in this series, but also it could affect his reign as United States Champion should he win the title from Rollins. And CM Punk and Austin trading wrist locks here. Austin converts to the hammerlock. Punk looking for a way out. Switches into an armbar. Great maneuver by CM Punk. And Austin rolls through. What an escape. A great series of holds there by these two ring legends. And Punk snaps off the suplex. And the running bulldog by Stone Cold Steve Austin drives Punk into the mat. Oh, and Punk kicks the turnbuckle hard there. And Austin follows right up with the elbow. Great work by Austin there. And there's a belly to back suplex on Punk. And now vicious right hands right into the nose of CM Punk. Oh, these guys this is just a fight. And Punk comes back with the side version leg sweep. But Austin, look at that, jawbreaker. And a big left hand, big right hand, big left hand. Great striking between these two. Punk answers back with the forearm, and a DDT rock Stone Cold. And there's a nice stalling vertical suplex by Stone Cold Steve Austin. Places Punk right where he wants him, and now he's stomping a mud hole in him and walking it dry. And now Austin reverses it. A reverse vertical suplex takes Punk down one more time. Austin is starting to pull away with this match as he rains down the piston-like right hands into CM Punk's face. And Austin feels that he's inching ever closer to victory here. Goes for the cover. Barely gets a 2 count. And there it is. The Stone Cold Stunner rocks CM Punk. And is that it? Is this a replay of TLC? In for the cover. 1, 2, 3. And it is all over, ladies and gentlemen. Stone Cold Steve Austin has defeated CM Punk in this best of 5 series. Let's take a look at the highlights here. Austin going for the cover on CM Punk. Punk survived, but the stone kick in the gut and the Stone Cold Stunner left the Chicago Savior rocked, and Austin went in for the kill, for the cover, the count, and the victory. And the Texas Rattlesnake stands tall here on Main Event. He's defeated CM Punk in the best of 5 series, and now he can put his full focus on Seth Rollins and the United States title at the Royal Rumble. And now the tag team tournament continues as the Primetime Players face the Awesome Ones. And the Primetime Players been working their way back up the ranks. Darren Young had a great year this year, was in the Money in the Bank match, but these guys have been having a hard time moving onwards and upwards. Darren Young came up short in the Money in the Bank. Titus O'Neil came up short for the United States Championship against Seth Rollins. So these guys are, they're making their moves, pardon the pun, but they can't seem to get the big victories when they really need them. And tonight would be a great place to start as they face the Awesome Ones in round 1 of the Tag Team No. 1 Contenders Tournament. And on the flip side of things, we have the new Intercontinental Champion, The Miz, teaming up with his partner Damian Sandow, collectively known as the Awesome Ones, and they're trying to rack up even more championships as they look to take down Darren Young and Titus O'Neil and move on to round 2 of the Tag Team No. 1 Contender Tournament. But of course, I don't know if either team truly wins this match, as they will have to face The Authority, Triple H, and The Big Show in round 2. So The Miz and Sandow certainly have their work cut out for them here tonight, but it would be an even bigger task should they get past the Primetime Players. And there's the bell. O'Neil starting off with The Miz here, and The Miz snaps off a swinging neckbreaker quickly. The Miz knows Titus O'Neil has the leverage, strength, possibly even the speed advantage, despite Miz being the smaller man, as of course Titus O'Neil is an accomplished football player from Florida State. And The Miz, even though he is a former WWE champion, is known more for his craftiness than for his particular athletic abilities. And Titus O'Neil quickly gets a reversal there on Miz, and The Miz having a hard time getting up already. I don't even think Titus O'Neil realizes his own strength. And The Miz showing a little bit of power of his own there. Beautiful belly-to-back suplex. Darren Young looking for the tag there, but Titus O'Neil feels he's got it under control. Oh, and there we go. There's the tag to Darren Young. And look at that beautiful side salto. Shades of Diamond Dallas Page there. Not an often move you see. And Young now hooks up Miz. Takes him over with the vertical suplex. And The Miz trying to fight his way out of the Primetime Players' corner. Oh, great shot to the back by Darren Young. but Miz ducks the clothesline, and multiple leg kicks takes Darren Young down to the mat, and the Miz has had enough, tags in Damien Sandow. And Sandow just barely on the apron here. Wait a minute, Darren Young scoops him up. Suplex on the apron. Oh my goodness. Look at those right hands. Darren Young just rocked Damien Sandow. But Sandow comes right back with the Northern Lights. And Sandow back in now with Miz and with the Awesome Ones try to pick up a count-out victory here. Oh, and Sandow, not being the intellectual savior of the masses he could be, he should have stayed inside and let the Miz deal with Darren Young outside the ring. And look at that, Darren Young's head just smacks into the ring post. And Sandow back in. And Young right behind him. And Darren Young makes the wise decision, tags Titus O'Neil back in. Young took quite a beating on the outside there from Miz and Sandow. And look at this, Titus O'Neil just slams Damien Sandow right into the turnbuckle. And Sandow with a beautiful flip neckbreaker from the back there. Stuns Titus. And Miz is right back in. And look at this quick tags between Darren and Titus. I'm surprised Darren's back in there after the beating he took outside the ring. And this is just a terrible decision by the Miz. He had to know Titus O'Neil was just going to come in and break that up quickly. Excellent dropkick by Darren Young. Puts the Miz right on his back. The side slam one more time for the Miz as Darren Young is in full control now. And a short leg drop, shades of Bret the Hitman Hart. And now the elbow. And the forearm to finish it off. Into the cover now. Will this be it? Oh, Damien Sandow there just in the nick of time to break that up. The winner of this match will move on to round 2 of the tag team tournament and face Triple H and the Big Show. They better be in top form if they want to survive that devastating tag team. And the Miz now hooks up Darren Young. Skull-crushing finale, but he's in the wrong part of town completely. And Titus O'Neil already in the ring. He didn't even get to 1. There wasn't even a 1 count to record. Terrible decision by the Miz. Still doesn't reposition Darren Young. And Darren Young, almost took the Miz out there with a nasty neckbreaker. But Sandow saved the day. Nice shoulder buster there to get Darren Young down on the mat. And now focusing on doing damage to the head and neck of Mr. No Days Off. And Sandow now. The elbow of disdain rocks Darren Young. And Titus O'Neil already in. At least they got to 1 this time. At least the Awesome Ones got a 1 count. And now Sandow hooks him up. Oh, man. The silencer. The double the full Nelson slam. Oh, and this time Titus O'Neil makes it again to break it up. But Darren Young needs to get out of the ring. Why he tagged in again so soon, I'll never know, but... And Titus makes it again. The primetime player's just hanging on here. Oh, and look at that spine buster. A sit-down spine buster by Damien Sandow. Just planting Darren Young's spine in the mat. But Darren Young floats over. There's the neckbreaker he was going for on Miz. And can he make it back to his corner and tag in Titus O'Neil? I think the time is now. But no, he's trying to hang on. And he hits the float over DDT. And now, he gets over to his corner and makes the tag to Titus O'Neil. And Titus O'Neil is back in now. Sandow immediately reverses into the sky high. Oh, Titus O'Neil with a huge knee to the gut. And a suplex of his own. Well, Sandow tried to slow down O'Neil, but O'Neil just too pumped up. Fully taking control of this match. And there's Sandow with his trademark Russian leg sweep that leads him back to his feet. And now one for Darren, and one for Titus O'Neil. It's the elbow of disdain. And right into the cover. And it's all over. The clock was ticking on Primetime Players after Darren Young took so much damage anyway, but Damien Sandow puts it to bed once and for all and picks up the huge victory for the Awesome Ones. But they'll have their work cut out for them, as they now have to face Triple H and the Big Show in round 2 of the number 1 contender tag team tournament. Let's take a look at the highlights here. Sandow goes for the pin on Young. Titus O'Neil was there pretty much every time to make the save. I mean, the Primetime Players, they were trying in this matchup, but Miz and Sandow just had too much momentum. They pick up the huge victory here on Main Event. And what a tournament this has been, but now it's time for the European Championship to be on the line. William Regal and Bad News Barrett have been at each other's throats ever since Survivor Series, over a month. And Wade Barrett has been picking up victories against Regal, and they've been just assaulting each other terribly over the last month. But now Barrett gets his shot at the European Championship in a last man standing match right here on Main Event. Can Bad News Barrett finally shut down his former tag team partner and claim the championship? Or will William Regal finally defend his honor and Daniel Bryan's and beat Bad News Barrett? On the first SmackDown after the Survivor Series, Barrett attacked William Regal's former student, Daniel Bryan, as they were preparing to have a match between Bryan and Regal. Barrett stepped in, took out Bryan, and took his spot in the match. And that's just put more fuel on this fire over the past month. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen, the European Championship. Barrett wants it, and Regal wants to keep it. And wait a minute, Sheamus has attacked Regal before the bell of the match, and this is a terrible turn of events for William Regal. This is a last man standing contest. That is not good for William Regal. But Regal trying to start off strong here. What an assault by Sheamus. Nobody saw that coming. Of course, Sheamus came up short also in that Elimination Chamber match to crown a new European champion. But he hasn't vocalized any displeasure or anger towards Regal or Barrett since that match. So to see Sheamus come out here and pull William Regal out of the ring, terrible turn of events. But Regal, taking it all in stride, hits the belly-to-belly release on Barrett. And what is this? No. Daniel Bryan, Regal's former student, now turning on Regal. What is this that we're seeing? Does Bryan blame Regal for Barrett's attack? I mean, we're not sure what type of damage Barrett's attack did earlier this month, but that could be the reason Daniel Bryan lost at TLC. Did he suffer some sort of injury in that attack and now blames Regal for it? Many developing stories in this match, but right now, William Regal is on the floor, and we could have a new European champion in Wade Barrett. And we do. Multiple interferences have cost William Regal the European Championship, and now, Bad News Barrett is the new European Champion. What a turn of events here. Look at this. Regal having none of it. Having none of it. And oh my goodness, Regal crushes Barrett's head. This feud is absolutely out of control. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm PWS Phil. I thank you guys for watching. This has been an amazing turn of events here in our main event, on Main Event. And be sure to tune in this Friday, right here on Twitch for SmackDown. And we'll see if we can sort any of this insanity out.